morning, class.
Good morning.
How are you today? How was your weekend?
Good.
Your weekend was nice.
Yes.
Hey, what did you do over the weekend, Monica?
I went to church. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Steve? What kept you busy over the weekend? You went to party? Oh, nice. Okay, but mnapati pole pole, sio party after party. Sio? Okay. Today is 27th of October 2023, and we're looking at week control. Last week, in our last session, we talked about cultural practices that are used in the control of weeds. Who can remember any that you see, any method we use culturally to control weeds? Mulching, cover crop, uprooting, weeding, yes, and the many others here. And then I gave you an assignment to go look at weeds and find out their names. Who did that? Yes, that there was Oxalis. Yes, there was Scotch grass and wandering Jew and next time, come to class when you remember to do your assignment, okay? So we said there are many methods of weed control, and we did last week, we did cultural methods. Today I want us to look at chemical methods, okay? And in chemical methods, basically you're using chemicals or agrochemicals to control the weeds. So some weeds are stubborn, some weeds may not be easy. You can uproot today, but tomorrow the roots will still remain on the soil, and then they will sprout out again. But when you use chemicals, chemicals are more effective. So on chemicals, basically chemicals that are used to control weeds are called herbicides. You see the way we have nematicides, we have fungicides, like that. So in weeds, we call them herbicides. Okay? And then let's look at the classification. Under chemical methods, there is classification. You see the herbicides are classified. Do you know any way you can classify herbicides? Okay, which one?
You can classify herbicides
Through mode of application.
Yes, mode of application. Anyone else?
Let me try.
Yeah.
I think the effect it has, because I usually see those herbicides, they put a green color, looking green and a red. So the red one is dangerous or something.
But that one wouldn't really be a classification per se of chemicals, because basically chemicals are toxic in a way, to an extent. Yes, they may be useful in one way, but you see there's that residual effect that you have to avoid. That is why when you're applying chemicals, you have to apply those safety measures. So that is not necessarily a classification. So let's say on the mode of application, and not even it's actually not application, I think it's more of mode of action, because this application is there, but I'll tell you the word. It's mode of action. So for some here, they are called contact herbicides. There is contact and systemic. Sawa. Okay? So with contact, in contact, they only kill the weeds that they are directly in touch with. And then for systemic, it depends. Even if it's not like really directly in contact with, it will be absorbed even from the soil and then it will destroy the herbicide. So, apart from that, there is time of application. Time of application. And on matters time of application, there are some herbicides that are applied. It's called post-emergence or pre-emergence. So. And that just means you can either apply the herbicide before they emerge or after they have emerged. So. And then there is method of application. Method of application. And this one here basically means you can either use it can either be in form of liquid or dust or powder. That will determine how you will apply it. So for example, if it's a liquid, you will use spray. You can use a knapsack sprayer for that or a hand spray if it's a small place. Or if it's dust, you can do the random application or you can also do fumigation. So. And then the last classification mode is selectivity. Selectivity. Some herbicides are very selective. They will only kill they're selective, they're particular, they are meant to kill specific weeds. But for some, when you apply them on the farm, they will kill even sometimes the intended crop that you're trying to help so that you can do the weed control on that farm. So. And so, up to there, you can tell me any type of herbicides that you know. Just to mention. Doesn't have to fall in any category, just a random list of the herbicides.
Governor.
Governor, yes. Anyone else?
Primagram gold.
Yeah.
Primagram.
Primagram, yes. Any other?
Gramaxol.
Roundup, yes. Another one?
Lumax.
Lumax, yes. Another one?
Gramaxol.
Gramaxol. Sawa. Okay, and then even as we go on, you see there are chemicals. Sawa. And I said, even as our friend had said about you being, there are some that are green or red, they're danger. But generally, I said application of chemicals need us to take safety precautions. So what do you think you have to consider when you are applying herbicides on your farm? Yes?
PPEs.
PPEs are basically called what in full?
Personal protective equipment.
Yes, personal protective equipment. You need maybe a mask, you need gloves to handle the chemicals so that at the end of it all it doesn't affect you, okay? Any other precaution you need to take when you're dealing with herbicides?
Incineration.
Yes, you should ensure that the mixing ratio are right so that they can be effective and then they won't give you a very high cost that you're using. So if you are under you definitely will use more of the chemicals and it won't be visible in production. So apart from that, you need to thoroughly wash, thoroughly clean after use of the chemicals, and then you ensure that these chemicals do not splash on pasture. And then when you're spraying, it shouldn't be in line with the flow of the wind so that you won't inhale it. So basically, chemicals are useful because number one, they are more effective. Because you see, number one thing is they will kill the whole plant up to the root. And just uprooting, some roots are very intensive. They are fibrous and then they have an established root system. So that at all they don't come out easily. But when you use chemicals, it's easier to destroy. And then chemicals will also reduce the disturbance of the soil. So the soil structure will be maintained, okay? And apart from that, what are the benefits of using chemicals? It's easier that weeding is difficult, especially because of the tiny spacing, or the case where the weeds are almost looking similar with the intended crop. So you may decide it's easier to use chemicals, and you use like specific chemicals such that they will only kill the weeds and then you remain with the intended crop. Sawa. And then it is also cheaper in large scale compared to weeding or uprooting or mulching, like 10 acres of land of kales, and using chemicals. It will be so easier to use chemicals than to do their uprooting. Sawa. Apart from that, use of herbicide is also less laborious, so it will also in a way save you the cost of labor. Are we together? Yes. So, in a moment, do we have a question up there? Do we have an idea of the use of chemicals for weed control? Do we have any question up to that? There's no question. Okay, so as we finish our class this day, I want us to take a minute and write a summary. And this summary, I want you to write specifically what you think has not been clear to you. The point you think you will need maybe a further explanation or ask to further reflect on it, or somewhere you think a point that is just not clear for you. Yes, Najua, I know you've understood maybe something here, but just write in a minute. You write what you've not understood totally, so that after this I will go through them and evaluate and then decide how we can help you to all understand it. Sawa. Okay. And apart from this, so there are remaining methods that do not necessarily look at is mechanical or physical weed control, methods, and then we'll also look at integrated weed control. That is in our next lesson. Okay? And I need my papers back for analysis. And I want to wish you a good week, that you will have a good time even as you study. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you.